What is good, Heat 'em Up gang? It's your boy Heat 'em Up Charles. I'm back with another video. Alright, look, let's jump straight into it. Is Jerick McKinnon Instagram comment a sign of larger problems on the 49ers? First of all, let's address Jerick McKinnon. We don't care if you want to be at another city. I honestly could care less. Bye. What have you done for us? Like, big impact wise, what have you done for us? But been hurt us pretty much for 2 years. Like, how dare you say that to us? We let you rehab all that. We basically let you rob us of our money for 2 years. I don't care if you reconstructed your contract or any of that. We paid you the money when we first signed you, thinking you'll be 100%, you know what I'm saying? You'll be available to us, but you weren't even available for us for the first 2 years of your contract. And then you barely played this year. Like, 3 games in, you was already having problems with your knees. You were already having problems with your knees. So it's like, what are you doing? Like, you couldn't play. Like, I remember the comments. It was like, after game 3, it felt like your knees were just shot. Like, I don't, that's not the exact words, but it's in that ballpark. It's in that ballpark. So, you not coming back, I honestly don't care. It benefits us. What did you do for us? That little bum Wildcat play that didn't go nowhere? You had one good game, and that was like against the Jets. Was it against the Jets, or was it? I don't remember. But you had one good game for us, my guy. Your knees weren't reliable enough for us, man. So Kyle Shanahan didn't put you back in the game because your knees were not trustworthy. So do you want? Well, you don't. I don't care. Don't care. Bye. But let's get into this video. And no, it should not cause a sign of larger problems on the 49ers. He just in his feelings.
All right, let's go on. Let's move on to Jerick McKinnon. What he did yesterday on Instagram was very interesting. I'm sure it wasn't premeditated. And if you don't know what it was, here's what happened. He went on Instagram Live with Debo Samuel, and they were just having a fun time, laughing around, taking questions.
Debo really did set him up with that question.
In the chat, like we do. And one of the questions was, you coming back next year, Jerick? And Jerick, I guess, wasn't prepared for the question. And Debo asked it. Jerick laughed and said, ha, F no. Except he didn't say F.
Oh, my bad. F
and then he
no.
moved on. And my question to you, well, to me, it's like, wow, you're kind of gleeful. Like, you're happy to be leaving. And you don't feel any type of, you don't feel compelled to, like, be graceful or respectful on the way out. It's like, good riddance. So, where did that come from?
Yeah.
And so the question is this some type of sign of a bigger issue on the 49ers, or is it just a sign of a bigger issue on Jerick McKinnon?
I think it's just time to move on. I don't see it as a big issue, really. I think it was just an uncomfortable situation with the amount of injuries that happened, and it didn't work out either way. But I think McKinnon, if he does get another opportunity, will enjoy the change of pace, and I think the 49ers ownership management will like a new blood of running backs.
Yeah, because we're getting older at running back.
What makes it interesting is it's such a glaring contrast from what I thought we knew about the 49ers and their locker room so far. Everybody wants to come to San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan's a player's coach. Everybody wants to be there. If you guys remember when McKinnon was out and all the other 49er running backs like put those Jet McKinnon shirts on and took that photo, even though it didn't look like he was coming back the next year. It's like, wow, what a tight group. Like, these guys really like love the team, want to play together. And it was such a contrast from that. That aside, I mean, look at how he was treated the last few weeks of the season. He had 4 carries in his last 4 games, even though he was healthy.
He was probably pissed he didn't play.
He had 1 carry his last 3 games. And so he probably felt like he was pushed aside to the bit, and he was pushed aside. And so I can see why someone like him would be excited to get a fresh start. So I'm not overly concerned about it, but it was that's interesting. And if I'm John Lynch or Kyle Shanahan, you can't be happy with that comment. You can't love that comment. You can understand it, but I don't think you're excited to hear that.
Yeah, we're not.
It was a really interesting, to see that, because I think it does speak a little bit to a bigger issue. This is now year 4 with these guys, and they're starting to have some hard conversation with with players that they brought in or players that they inherited and all these different types of things. And, we saw that, yesterday with McKinnon. We kind of saw it a little bit with Richard Sherman as he kind of quit towards the end of the season, probably because he knew he wasn't going to be coming back. I think we saw it
Richard Sherman is just because he just knew what it was. We can't afford him. We couldn't afford him. So it's like, why would he entertain it if he knew that we can't afford him at the price he's asking for? I don't know what price he's asking for, but whatever price he is asking for, he's probably not worth anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you, because we all seen. That's why I was like, if he's asking to be back at corner, don't give him the money. But if it was safety or something, then yeah, you could work with it because he's at safety. Because safety and corner is two different things. He's old enough and smart enough to where he could play safety and be good in the league still at an old age. But at corner, you're gonna get burnt. And safety, at least you have the field to protect you. All you gotta do is just cover the field. You don't really gotta cover a certain player, just cover the field. But that's where I go with Sherman. So I don't really. Unless players unless there really is something going on and they just don't like how Kyle run things, or they just don't like the structure. I don't see that though. Like, as y'all say, at the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan's a player's coach, so it's like they probably just don't like the philosophies that he gives, or like how he's so. Like, for instance, I'm forgetting the word for it, so I gotta like really talk it out. For instance, Kyle Shanahan might not go to Deshaun Watson because of his ego. Yeah, his ego. Maybe his ego is too big for himself to where it rubs the players off the wrong way. You know what I mean? That's I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. I'm just saying, like, I'm a player, and I've had coaches where we just don't like the coaches, and it really does affect the team. So it's like, but we don't really know what's really going on in that locker room. Like, whatever they want to keep indoor enclosed rooms, like, just any real beef, they keep it closed and behind closed door, because they don't ever want it to leak out to the media, because that's their business. So we really don't know the real in depth of what's going on in that locker room. Like, we really don't. They only let us know what they want us to know. Like, me, I'm only letting y'all know what I want y'all to know. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff about me y'all don't know, because I just won't. Unless I tell y'all, then yeah. But y'all, as far as I know, is like, y'all only know what I put out there for y'all. So it's like, we don't know what's really going on in the organization for them to act like this. Like, as far as I know, Kyle Shanahan can be an asshole. That's all as far as we know. But based off how they're portraying it as, Kyle Shanahan is a player's coach, listen to rap, all that, where son's name is Carter, favorite rapper Lil Wayne, all that. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's for outside people to know. But really going on, we really don't know except for them. But that's the only way I can really see
Jimmy
it.
Garoppolo, to an extent, in his end of the season press conference. So I think that this is something that's becoming, we're going to see more of moving forward. And it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out, because things could go really bad for the 49ers here if they're not able to, if they have to keep overspending for free agents, because that's really what they've had to do so far.
Yeah.
It's not like everybody's jumping at the chance to come play for the 49ers, even when they were saying it was such a great place.
Yeah, back when everyone was saying, God, I want to be on the Niners, I want to be here. That was back when the Niners had a ton of cap space and hadn't really committed themselves financially to anyone yet. They committed themselves to, like, Jimmy and Sherman and D Ford and Quan. There were like 4 guys.
It's now, so like, funny because, like, 3 of those guys, 2 of those guys just never panned out. One of those guys just wasn't enough for us. And then one of them, he was just past his time, but being Sherman. But damn, our key factors, and when we had all that cap space, was really Quan, D Ford, Jimmy G, and Richard Sherman. That's not good. John Lynch, what are you doing? D Ford, Quan Alexander, Jimmy G, Richard Sherman. I mean, you got one good year out of Richard Sherman. I'll give you that. You gave that Super Bowl year by Richard Sherman was by far his best season as a Niner, by far. But that was his only season he was really that good to me. Like, it brought back not old Sherman vibes, because old Sherman vibes was he was locking you up and he was talking trash and all that. We kind of got the Sherman that was kind of like he put that rah-rah stuff in the past. He's older now. He's wiser. That's the Sherman we got. We didn't get the Seattle Seahawks Sherman. The early when he was locking up Crabtree and say you don't ever talk about the best. We didn't get that type Sherman. We got the older but wiser Sherman. That's who we got. Jimmy G, he fooled all of us. I'm not going to lie to you. He fooled me. He fooled all of us. Because when we first signed him and we went on that 5-0 run, he looked spectacular. Like, immaculate. Like, he was the one for us. Like, we finally got our quarterback. And the 2020 season, we went to the Super Bowl. So it's like, but as we were in that Super Bowl, it's like we started to see that he wasn't really doing anything to really wow us. It was the team around him that was really wowing. It's not really Jimmy G himself. Except for a couple of games. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it was the New Orleans Saints game and the last Cardinals game. But yeah, he had a couple games where I was like, yeah, wow, but there was way more games I was like, bro, what are we paying all you for? Like that. The playoffs was a prime example. Like Green Bay, he threw 8 passes. So John Lynch, your players that you're trying to sign, and then right now, Eric Armstead, $80 million, freshly signed. He played terrible this year. So it's like, I'm really questioning who are y'all really investing in long term? Because D Ford, we haven't seen him play since 2020, like the beginning, like mid-season of the Super Bowl year. The best ability you can have as a football player is availability. And they're not available. Jimmy G hasn't been available. D Ford hasn't been available. Quan Alexander wasn't available. That's why he's out of there. But those are the people you invested in, like big money in. Wasted all that cap space. Missed out on Deshaun Watson. Thinking you had Jimmy G locked up in your back pocket.
And you're either in or you're out. And I think that all of a sudden you're seeing everyone wants to go to the Jets. Is it because everyone likes Robert Saleh? Yeah. Is it also because the Jets have money to spend? Yeah. I don't know. So I think there's part of that. But I think, first of all, it was a really bad look for Jerick McKinnon. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad person for doing it, but I would feel the same way he felt. You know, you want to move on. You want to be angry at your former employer, but don't say it. Like, they paid you a lot of money, and you were a disappointment. Yeah. You got hurt. They didn't wrong you. They stuck by you. If I were in that organization, I would have been telling them to cut you years ago. Like, oh God, move on, cut bait. They didn't. They gave you like $14 million. They let you rehab for years. They put you on the field when you were done. They cut young guys like Savon Ahmed, who should have been on the team instead of you. Like, have a little perspective. Don't say that on IG Live, but these guys are young. And they made mistakes. And maybe I would have made a mistake at the same age. Although he's not that young. Was he like 27? 28? Anyway, I thought it was a bad look. And maybe it is indicative of the fact that it's not the big happy family. But the thing is, they build it as a big happy family. It's not. That's a fairy tale. These things happen. They're behind closed doors and they leak out eventually. So
oh my God, I just said that shit, bro. Oh my God, I just said that, bro. I just said that. Like, what did I just...
It was a fairy tale. Anyway.
Really good point about the Jets having all the money now and all the cap space.
Put in the comments if you might as well just compare me to Grant Cohn right now.
Now everyone loves Robert Saleh.
Put in the comments I'm a better version of Grant right now. What I'm saying is basically what he's saying plus more. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to do it for the video. Yeah. Basically, Grant hit it right on the nail. It's not always what you make it seem out to be. They only let us know what we want them to see. So what we see is what they're letting us. They're letting us in on what they want us to see. But they're not going to let you see what really goes on. But that's going to do it for the video. I got like 2 more videos to react to today. I missed uploading Thursday, so you know when I miss an upload, I always double the upload of what I usually upload. So there's 4 videos dropping a day. So that's gonna do it.